Did you know that by July 2025, experts are predicting nationwide shortages of everyday essentials? From coffee to baby formula? Yep, panic buying might be making a comeback. Stick around. I'm showing you the 27 survival items you need to stockpile now before it's gone. Hey everyone, I've been digging into supply chain reports, talking to preppers, and even asked my uncle, who still thinks Y2K was a government conspiracy, but what he thinks is coming. What I found isn't just scary, it's actionable. In this video, I'm breaking down the 27 essential survival items every household should have before July 2025. Some of these will surprise you, like why honey never expires, or how a $5 whistle could save your life. I'll also reveal what's really happening with inflation, grocery store availability, and why even casual shoppers need to start preparing now. If you want to stay ahead of the curve and avoid standing in line for bread like it's March 2020 all over again, keep watching. Drop a comment below and tell me what item you're most worried about running out of, whether it's your morning coffee, pet food, or yes, toilet paper. Let's see if your pick made the list. Number 1, canned beans. Canned beans are one of those quiet heroes hiding in your pantry. They don't get the spotlight like fancy survival gear, but trust me, you'll wish you had more when the grocery shelves start to empty. Why? Because they're cheap, they last forever, and they can turn into a full meal with almost zero effort. Let's talk price first. You can grab a can of pinto, kidney, or black beans for less than $1. That's right, under $1 for a food item that's packed with protein and fiber. If you're on a budget, and let's be real, who isn't these days, this is a no-brainer. Buy a few cans now and you've got meals ready for months, even years down the line. And speaking of meals, what can you make with canned beans? Chili, of course, tacos, burritos, rice bowls. The list goes on. You don't even need to be a chef. Just heat them up, add a few spices, and boom, dinner is served. Another big plus, they don't need refrigeration. That means if the power goes out, your beans stay good. No spoilage, no stress, just open, eat, and repeat. Pinto beans are great for refried beans or soups. Kidney beans hold their shape well, making them perfect for stews or salads. Black beans, super versatile and a staple in Latin American dishes. So here's the deal. Don't underestimate the humble can of beans. It's not just food, it's peace of mind. Stock up on all three types while they're still on sale. Your future self will thank you when everyone else is scrambling for protein and you've already got dinner sorted. Number 2, canned veggies and fruits. Canned veggies and fruits might not sound glamorous, but they're a smart pick for your survival stash. You can grab them on sale, stack them in your pantry, and forget about them until you really need them. And when that time comes, you'll be glad you did. These cans are like little nutrient bombs. Carrots, peas, green beans, corn, they all hold on to their vitamins even after sitting on a shelf for months. Same goes for fruit. Peaches, apples, pears, they stay sweet and soft, ready to satisfy a craving without going bad. You don't always have time to chop fresh produce. With canned options, you just open and eat. Mix them into meals or enjoy them straight from the can. No cooking? Even better. They're also perfect for stretching meals. Add corn to rice, toss green beans into a casserole, or spoon peaches over oatmeal. Suddenly, your simple dish feels complete. And let's not forget convenience. Power out, no problem. These don't need refrigeration. They sit tight until you're ready to use them. So next time you see a deal on mixed veggies or sliced peaches, toss a few in your cart. It's an easy way to keep your meals balanced, even when life gets messy. Number 3, canned meat. Tuna, chicken, Spam. Canned meat is like the secret weapon of survival food. It's ready to eat, lasts forever, and gives you that protein punch without needing a fridge or a stove. Tuna is a classic for a reason. You can mix it with mayo and slap it on crackers, throw it in a salad, or make a quick pasta dish. And since it comes in small, easy-to-store cans, you can grab a few without breaking the bank. Chicken chunks are another solid pick. They're soft, versatile, and perfect for casseroles, soups, or just eating straight from the can when no one's looking. Plus, they're a great backup if your usual chicken runs go sideways. And then there's Spam. Love it or hate it. People have been surviving on this stuff for decades. Fry it up, toss it in rice, or just spread some on bread. It's not fancy, but when the power's out and you're hungry, it hits different. Number 4, boxed milk, powdered milk. Milk might not be the first thing you think of when building your survival stash, but hear me out, it's a game changer. And no, I'm not talking about leaving a jug in the fridge until it turns into science. We're talking shelf-stable options here, boxed milk and powdered milk. Boxed milk is the unsung hero of school lunches and disaster kits alike. No need for refrigeration until you open it. Just tuck a few cartons into your emergency bag or pantry and forget about them until you want a cold glass of milk with your canned beans and crackers. It's also perfect for kids, coffee lovers, and anyone who misses the creamy texture of normal life during rough times. Then there's powdered milk. Yeah, it gets a bad rap, but when mixed right, it's milk, just without the 18-day fridge countdown. You just add water, shake it up, and boom, instant dairy. It's lightweight, easy to store, and way more practical than trying to keep a cow in your backyard. Both options are packed with calcium and protein, making them smart picks for long-term nutrition, whether you're sipping it straight, using it in recipes, or mixing it into your cereal, yes, even emergency cereal. Boxed and powdered milk keep you covered when fresh dairy isn't an option. So next time you see a deal on shelf-stable milk, grab a few extra. Trust me, your future self will pour a glass and feel like they've won the apocalypse lottery. Number 5, dehydrated meals and snacks. When the power's out and your stove won't fire up, dehydrated meals and snacks are like a lifeline in a bag. They're lightweight, easy to store, and all you need is hot water to bring them back to life. Think of those instant noodles you used to eat in college, but better. We're talking rice bowls, pasta dishes, scrambled eggs. Yes, they can be dried. And even full-on entrees like beef stew or chicken curry. Just pour in boiling water, wait a few minutes, and boom. Real food without the hassle. And it's not just full meals. Dehydrated snacks like fruit chips, veggie crisps, and trail mix packs are perfect for quick bites when you're on the go or trying to keep your energy up during a blackout. No mess, no cooking, no problem. These meals last for years if stored properly, making them a smart pick for emergency kits, camping trips, or just keeping in your car for worst-case scenarios. Plus, they take up way less space than cans and jars, so you can pack more into your survival stash without turning your pantry into a bunker. The best part? You don't have to be a survivalist to use them. Anyone who's ever microwaved a cup of soup will feel right at home with these. So next time you see a deal on dehydrated meals or snack packs, toss a few in your cart. Your future self will thank you when dinner is just a cup of hot water away. Number 6, water filters or purification tablets. You can last weeks without food, but only days without water. That's why having a way to clean water is just as important as stocking up on food, maybe even more. Water filters and purification tablets are small, lightweight, and easy to store, but they pack a serious punch when it comes to survival. If the power goes out or the tap runs dry, you'll need a backup plan, and this is it. Filters come in all shapes and sizes. Some look like straws, others screw onto bottles, and some are pump style for bigger jobs. Either way, they turn sketchy-looking water into something safe to drink. Imagine that. Sipping from a puddle like it's no big deal. Purification tablets are even simpler. Just drop one in iffy water, wait a few minutes, and boom, it's good to go. No fancy gear needed. They're tiny enough to toss in your emergency bag, glove compartment, or even your backpack for hiking trips. Both options give you peace of mind when clean water isn't guaranteed. And let's be real, you don't want to be the person drinking from the toilet tank when things go sideways. So before July 2025 hits, grab a few filters or a bottle of tablets. You never know when the pipes might go silent, but with these on hand, you'll always have a way to stay hydrated. Number 7, spices and bouillon cubes. When the world is falling apart, the last thing you want is flavorless food. That's where spices and bouillon cubes come in, your secret weapon for turning survival meals into something actually worth eating. Think about it, canned beans, rice, and dehydrated noodles are all great on their own. But toss in a little garlic powder, onion salt, or chili flakes, and suddenly it doesn't feel like punishment anymore. A dash of spice can do wonders for morale, especially when life feels like one big dumpster fire. Bouillon cubes are another must-have. Just drop one in hot water and boom, instant broth. Use it to cook rice, soup, or even perk up a bland can of veggies. It's like magic in a cube form. Plus, they're compact, last forever, and take up almost no space in your stash. Number 8, emergency food bars. When the power's out, the stove won't light, and you're staring into your empty fridge, emergency food bars are like a backup plan in a wrapper. These little bricks of survival magic aren't fancy, but they pack a punch when it comes to keeping you fed without any fuss. Think of them as the ultimate grab-and-go snack. Except instead of being for your gym bag, they're for doomsday, camping trips, or that one time your car breaks down on a lonely highway. Most food bars last for years, come sealed in foil, and don't need any prep. Just unwrap and eat, No water? No problem. Just chew slowly and sip if you can. They're packed with calories, protein, and nutrients, so even if you only have one bar, it can keep you going for hours. Some taste like dense granola bars, others are more like compressed oatmeal bricks. Not exactly gourmet, but definitely better than nothing. And here's the best part, they're compact. You can toss a few in your emergency kit, glove compartment, or backpack without taking up much space. Perfect for when you need to move fast or just want peace of mind knowing you've got something to eat no matter what. So before July 2025 hits, grab a few packs of these life-saving snacks. Store them somewhere easy to reach and forget about them until you really need them. Number 9, coffee packets, tea bags. Let's be real. Survival without caffeine is basically punishment. That's why coffee packets and tea bags make the list of must-have survival items. Sure, they might not keep you alive in the same way water or food would, but ask anyone who's gone a morning without their brew. Morale drops faster than a bag of wet beans. Single-serve coffee packets are lightweight, non-perishable, and super easy to store. Just add hot water and boom, you've got a cup of joe without needing a fancy machine or electricity. No more sad instant coffee from 2017 that's turned into dust. These little packets keep your mornings sane when the world isn't. Tea bags work the same way. Whether you're after a calming chamomile to unwind after a stressful day or a strong black tea to kickstart your morning, having a stash makes a big difference. Plus, some herbal teas can even help with digestion or soothe headaches. Bonus points for survival versatility. And hey, it's not just about the caffeine. Having a warm drink in hand can feel like a small piece of normal life when everything else feels off-kilter. It's comfort in a cup, something we could all use when the grid goes down or the grocery lines stretch around the block. So don't skip the coffee aisle next time you're shopping. Grab a few boxes of single-serve packets or a big pack of your favorite tea bags. Trust me, your future self will sip that first cup like it's gold. Number 10, solar-powered chargers. When the power goes out, your phone is basically a fancy paperweight, unless you've got a way to charge it. That's where solar-powered chargers come in. They're like a backup brain for your devices, and all they need is sunlight to work. These little gadgets are lightweight, portable, and perfect for both emergency kits and outdoor adventures. Just unfold them, leave them in the sun, and let them soak up some rays. Hook up your phone, tablet, or even a power bank, and boom, you're back online without needing a wall outlet. No Wi-Fi? Fine. But at least you can text your family, check emergency updates, or navigate with GPS if things go sideways. In a crisis, staying connected can literally save your life. Most solar chargers come with USB ports and built-in batteries, so they can store energy for later use, meaning you don't have to wait for peak sun hours to get a charge. Even on cloudy days, they still do their job, just a little slower. They last for years if taken care of, and once you buy one, the fuel is free. You literally harness the power of the sun, which, unless we're hit by an extinction-level asteroid, isn't going anywhere soon. Number 11, hand crank radios. In a world where your phone might be dead and the Wi-Fi is long gone, a hand crank radio might just be your best source of real-time info and sanity. These old-school devices don't need batteries or electricity to work. Just a few cranks of your arm, and boom, you've got news, weather updates, even emergency alerts straight from the government. Think of it like having a lifeline in your hand. When disaster hits, whether it's a blackout, storm, or full-blown supply chain meltdown, knowing what's going on can make all the difference. Are the roads clear? Is there a curfew? Did the grocery store just get restocked? A hand crank radio gives you answers when everyone else is guessing. Most models also come with built-in flashlights, USB charging ports, and even phone adapters, making them more than just a way to listen to static-filled voices. Number 12, backup batteries. These are power banks. You've got your phone, you've got your solar charger, but what if you need power now and the sun's already tucked behind the clouds? That's where backup batteries and power banks come in. Your personal stash of electricity ready to go when you are. These little bricks of portable power are like a security blanket for your devices. Just charge them up ahead of time, toss one in your bag or glove compartment, and you're set. Need to send a text? Check. GPS directions? Check. Emergency flashlight? Double check. Most modern power banks can charge your phone multiple times on a single full charge. Some even have fast charging ports, LED lights, or built-in AC outlets for tablets and laptops. And the best part? They don't take up much space. You can grab one the size of a candy bar and still get serious juice out of it. Backup batteries, the old school AA or AA kind, are just as important. Many flashlights, radios, and even small fans still run on them. Stock up on a few packs of long-life lithium batteries and keep them sealed until you need them. In a crisis, staying powered up means staying connected, informed, and safe. So before July 2025 hits, make sure you've got at least one solid power bank and a stash of spare batteries. Because in the dark, knowledge is power, literally. Number 13, LED flashlights. Headlamps. When the power goes out, and it will, having a reliable light source can be the difference between finding your way and tripping over your own shoes in the dark. That's where LED flashlights and headlamps come in. These little warriors of visibility are brighter, tougher, and way more efficient than old school bulbs. LED flashlights last for years. Seriously, some have 25,000-hour lifespans, use less battery power, and give off a sharp, clear beam that cuts through even the deepest darkness. Whether you're searching for a missing kid, checking on a strange noise outside, or just trying to find the circuit breaker, you'll want one in your hand. Headlamps take things a step further by lighting up your path and keeping your hands free. Perfect for emergency repairs, camping trips, or late-night bathroom runs when you're too paranoid to walk down a pitch-black hallway. Some models even come with extra features like red light modes to preserve night vision, strobe settings for signaling help, and USB charging ports so you can top them up before disaster hits. And don't forget, many LED lights run on common batteries you can stockpile now, or even rechargeable ones you can juice up with a solar charger. So before July 2025 rolls around, make sure you've got at least one flashlight and maybe a headlamp tucked away, because in a blackout, seeing clearly isn't just convenient, it's essential. Number 14, multi-tool devices. When you're in the middle of a crisis, whether it's a full-blown emergency or just trying to fix a broken tent pole at the campsite, the last thing you want is to be digging through a toolbox like a confused raccoon. That's where multi-tool devices come in. These compact foldable heroes combine a dozen tools into one handy gadget, so you're always ready for whatever comes next. Think pliers, knives, screwdrivers, bottle openers, wire cutters, even saws and tweezers, all packed into something that fits in your pocket or survival kit. No need to carry separate tools when one can do the job of 10. They're built tough too. Most are made from high-grade steel and designed to survive drops, dirt, and even water exposure. Some models even have carabiner clips, so you can attach them to your bag, belt loop, or emergency pack for instant access. Need to cut a rope, open a stubborn jar, fix a loose screw on your flashlight? A multi-tool has your back. It's like having a mini hardware store in your hand without the clutter. And let's be real, they look cool too. You'll feel like MacGyver with one in your grip. Number 15, whistle, loud alarm. In a crisis, your voice can only carry so far, and yelling for help when you're injured, stuck, or in danger can drain your energy fast. That's where a simple whistle or loud alarm becomes one of the most powerful tools in your survival kit. Think about it. A whistle is small, lightweight, and requires 0 batteries. All it takes is one sharp blow to send a piercing sound echoing through the air, loud enough to be heard from hundreds of feet away. Whether you're trapped under debris, lost in the woods, or trying to signal for help during a blackout, this tiny tool can make all the difference. Some models even come with built-in alarms that shriek at over 100 decibels, basically like having a personal siren in your pocket. These are especially useful if you're trying to alert others in chaotic situations or scare off wildlife during an outdoor emergency. The best part? You don't need to be a trained survivalist to use one. Just grab, blow, and be heard. Number 16, printed maps. You're used to pulling out your phone, typing in an address, and letting GPS guide you step by step. But what happens when your phone dies, the satellites go down, or the grid crashes for good? That's right. Suddenly, you don't even know which way is north. That's where printed maps and old school manuals come in. These might seem like relics from the past, but in a real emergency, they could be your most valuable tools for staying safe, informed, and on track. A good paper map doesn't need Wi-Fi, a charge, or a signal, just a compass and maybe a little common sense to get you where you need to go. Whether it's a local street map, a regional road atlas, or even a topographical map for hiking areas, having one tucked into your emergency kit gives you freedom when digital systems fail. And it's not just about navigation. Having printed instruction manuals for things like first aid, basic car repair, or how to use your survival gear can be lifesavers when you can't Google it. Some of the smartest preppers swear by keeping physical copies of guides like the U.S. Army Field Manual or classic repair handbooks, because knowledge without access is just a memory. Plus, maps and manuals don't crash, freeze, or update themselves with annoying pop-ups. They're always ready when you are. Number 17, first aid kit. When disaster strikes, the first person to help you is probably going to be you. That's why a solid first aid kit is an absolute must-have in your survival stash, not just for hikers and campers, but for everyone. Imagine this. You're stuck at home during a blackout or weathering a supply chain meltdown, and minor injuries start adding up. A small cut could turn into a nasty infection without proper care. A sprained ankle might keep you from moving fast if you need to evacuate. That's where a well-stocked first aid kit steps in, your personal defense against pain, panic, and preventable problems. A good kit doesn't have to be fancy. It just needs the basics. Bandages of all sizes, antiseptic wipes, antibiotic ointment, gauze pads, medical tape, tweezers, pain relievers, and gloves. Some even include burn cream, allergy meds, or instant cold packs, all things that can make a big difference when you're on your own. And here's the bonus. Knowing how to use it matters just as much as having it. Take a few minutes to read through the instructions or even take a basic first aid course. Your future self will thank you when you're patching up scraped knees, treating blisters, or handling allergic reactions like a total pro. Number 18, prescription medications. Extra supply. When the world feels shaky, whether it's a blackout, supply chain crisis, or just a nasty flu season, one thing you never want to run out of is your medication. That's why having an extra supply of prescription meds is not just smart, it's absolutely critical. Think about it. If you rely on daily meds for blood pressure, diabetes, anxiety, asthma, or anything else, what happens when pharmacies close early, deliveries stop, or shelves go bare? Without access to your usual pills, even a minor emergency can turn into a major health risk, fast. The good news? Many insurance plans now allow you to get a 90-day supply of maintenance medications, and if yours doesn't, talk to your doctor or pharmacist about options. Even having an extra month's worth tucked away in your emergency stash can give you peace of mind and control over your health when everything else is uncertain. Store them properly, cool, dry, and out of reach of kids, and keep a list of dosages, refill dates, and prescribing doctors handy. Some people even keep a backup copy of their prescriptions in a sealed plastic bag with other emergency supplies. And don't forget, this includes things like inhalers, insulin, EpiPens, or any injectable meds you depend on. These aren't always easy to replace quickly, especially during a crisis. Number 19, hand sanitizer and wipes. When the water's out, the soap's gone, and every surface feels like a biohazard zone, clean hands can be your best defense against sickness. That's where hand sanitizer and disinfecting wipes earn their spot on this survival list, because in a crisis, germs don't take a break. You don't need a fancy lab to know that disease spreads fast when hygiene takes a back seat. Whether it's after handling supplies, treating a wound, or just touching a questionable doorknob, having a way to clean up on the go is essential. Hand sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol kills bacteria fast and doesn't need water or a towel to work. Just a quick squirt and rub and you're good to go. Wipes, both for your hands and surfaces, offer a little more scrubbing power, especially when things get grimy. Bonus points. Many sanitizers and wipes come in travel-sized bottles or individually wrapped packs, making them super easy to stash in your emergency bag, car, or even pockets. Number 20. Toothpaste and toothbrushes. When the world goes sideways, the last thing you want to deal with is a toothache, especially when dentists are closed, pharmacies are out of painkillers, and your only mirror is a cracked phone screen. That's why keeping a solid stash of toothpaste and toothbrushes in your survival kit isn't just about fresh breath. It's about staying healthy, avoiding infections, and keeping your confidence when everything else feels off-kilter. Think about it. Brushing your teeth might seem like a small thing, but skip it for a few days, and your mouth becomes a breeding ground for bacteria. In an emergency, that's not just gross, it can lead to real health issues. A simple infection could spiral fast if you don't have access to care. Toothbrushes wear out over time, so having extras is key. Grab a few travel-sized ones or sealed disposables. Some even come with built-in paste capsules for no-mess brushing when water is limited. Toothpaste tubes last a long time, so stock up on a couple of backups. Some people even opt for toothpaste tablets or powdered versions that take up less space and don't leak. And hey, let's be honest. After a rough day of surviving chaos, brushing your teeth might just be the one normal thing that helps you feel human again. Number 21, feminine hygiene products. Let's talk about something that often gets overlooked in survival prep, feminine hygiene products. Because when life gets unpredictable, the last thing anyone should have to worry about is not having what they need during their period. Tampons, pads, liners, these aren't luxuries, they're necessities. And in an emergency situation, store shelves empty fast. Pharmacies close early, supply chains get disrupted. So having a backup stash isn't just smart, it's essential for comfort, dignity, and health. Think ahead. Stock up on different sizes and absorbencies, especially if you're someone who uses both tampons and pads depending on the day. Don't forget pain relievers like ibuprofen or Midol, because cramps don't care if there's a blackout or a hurricane warning. Some people also opt for reusable options like menstrual cups or cloth pads, which can be washed and reused, great for long-term situations where supplies are limited. Just make sure you've got soap, water access, and a way to sanitize them properly. And hey, this isn't just about personal use. If you live with or care for others who menstruate, being prepared means looking out for them too. Number 22, toilet paper alternatives. Let's face it, running out of toilet paper is no joke. And if you've lived through the chaos of 2020, you already know how fast it can disappear from store shelves when panic hits. That's why having alternatives on hand isn't just smart, it's survival 101. Because when the grid goes down and the grocery lines stretch around the block, you don't want to be stuck staring at an empty roll holder like your life choices have failed you. Wet wipes are a top pick. They're soft, effective, and way more gentle than scratchy newspaper or old rags. Grab a few packs of unscented ones and keep them sealed until you need them. Some people even swear by biodegradable options for easier disposal in emergency situations. Then there's the bidet bottle, a game changer that lets you rinse instead of wipe. It takes up little space, requires no electricity, and once you try it, you might never go back. And if you're going full prepper, reusable cloth squares, like small flannel cuttings, are a sustainable, long-term solution. Just make sure you've got a way to wash and sanitize them regularly. Number 23, dry shampoo, baby wipes. Let's be real. When the power's out and the water stops running, your hair doesn't stop getting greasy. And while you might not care about looking fancy during a blackout, feeling gross definitely makes a bad situation worse. That's where dry shampoo and baby wipes come in clutch. These two little lifesavers can make you feel clean, refreshed, and slightly more human, even if you haven't seen a shower in days. Dry shampoo is like magic in a can or bottle. Just spray it in, rub it in, and boom, oily roots, gone. It's lightweight, easy to store, and perfect for stretching out time between washes when water's scarce. Some versions even come in powder form, so they last longer and don't take up much space. Baby wipes are the ultimate multitasker. Need to freshen up your face, arms, or neck? Done. How about wiping off sweat after a long day of hauling supplies or setting up camp? Double done. They're gentle, pre-moistened, and way more effective than trying to scrub yourself with a damp paper towel. And hey, if things get really rough, baby wipes work in a pinch for all sorts of hygiene needs. No judgment here. Number 24, small bills, cash. You might think we're living in a cashless world, and sure, credit cards and apps are convenient, but what happens when the power goes out, the internet crashes, or the grid fails completely? Suddenly, that fancy card in your wallet is just a piece of plastic. That's why keeping a stash of small bills, ones, fives, tens, is one of the smartest things you can do before July 2025 hits. Cash doesn't need a signal, a battery, or Wi-Fi to work. It's real money, and in an emergency, it could be the only thing people are willing to accept. Think about it. If stores can't process card payments, how are you going to buy food, water, or even gas? If you need to barter with someone for supplies, guess what? They probably won't take Apple Pay. Small bills are especially useful because not everyone will have change during a crisis. You don't want to pull out a $100 bill just to buy a bottle of water and a granola bar. Be smart. Keep lower denominations on hand so you can actually use your cash when it matters most. And don't forget, store some in a safe, dry place you can access fast. Some people even keep a small bundle in their emergency bag or car glove compartment just in case. Number 25, copies of important documents when disaster hits. Whether it's a hurricane, blackout, or sudden job loss, the last thing you want is to scramble looking for your birth certificate, insurance policy, or social security card. That's why having copies of important documents tucked away in your emergency kit is a total game changer. And no, a mental note saying, "I'll just Google it later" doesn't count. Think about it. If your house floods, burns down, or gets evacuated fast, how will you prove who you are? How will you file an insurance claim, get government aid, or even open a new bank account? Here's what to include: government IDs, driver's license, passport, birth and marriage certificates. Insurance policies, health, home, auto, bank statements, and property deeds, medical records and prescriptions, emergency contact list. Number 26, comfort items, journal, cards, puzzle book. When the power's out, the shelves are bare, and the world feels like it's spinning out of control. Sometimes what you really need isn't just food or water, it's a little comfort. That's where comfort items come in. Not survival gear in the traditional sense, but emotional lifelines that keep your sanity intact when everything else is falling apart. Think about it. Being stuck indoors for days with no electricity can feel endless. No TV, no internet, no distractions. That's when boredom turns into stress, and stress turns into chaos, especially if you're with kids, roommates, or anyone who starts staring at the walls like they're about to crack. So, what should you grab? A journal or notebook. Perfect for writing down thoughts, tracking supplies, or even sketching out your grand plan for post-apocalypse world domination. A deck of playing cards, timeless, portable, and surprisingly morale-boosting. Poker nights, solitaire, or even go fish with the kids, it all counts. A crossword or puzzle book keeps your brain busy and gives you something to focus on besides the fact that, yes, you're eating canned beans again. Number 27, emergency blanket / bivy bag. When the power goes out and the thermostat becomes just another useless wall decoration, staying warm or cool can quickly become a matter of survival. That's where an emergency blanket or bivy bag comes in, lightweight, compact, and shockingly effective at keeping your body temperature in check when things get rough. Let's start with the emergency blanket. That shiny mylar looking thing you've probably seen in first aid kits or disaster supply bags. It might look like something you'd wrap a baked potato in, but trust us, it works. These blankets reflect up to 90% of your body heat back to you, which is huge if you're stuck outside, injured, or sleeping somewhere without heat. Now, the bivy bag, basically a waterproof, windproof sack you crawl into like a sleeping bag. Some are insulated, some are basic, but all of them help keep you dry and warm when Mother Nature decides to go full villain on you. Both options are perfect for power outages and winter evacuations during storms, camping trips gone sideways, keeping in your car for roadside emergencies. They take up almost no space, weigh next to nothing, and can literally save your life if temps drop fast. So before July 2025 hits, grab one or both and toss it into your emergency kit, backpack, or glove compartment. Because when the weather turns nasty and the grid goes dark, you'll be glad you've got something to keep you from turning into a human popsicle. If you found this list helpful, and let's be honest, who doesn't want to sleep better knowing they're ready for whatever comes next? Smash that like button right now. Drop a comment below with your top survival item.